Hi, I'm Polly Wolly Vinyl, and me and Rhubarb are really happy you could be with us today to look at some of my old records. We're looking at some old Led Zeppelin records today. We're not really fancy collectors or high roller types. Most of these we found just walking around, but we have found some things that are kind of unusual you might not have seen before. I found this just the other day at a thrift store. A copy of Led Zeppelin 1 that matches my lipstick. Apparently, it came out on a purple label back in the day, although you almost always see it on red and green. This is a fantastic new record with a new thrust to it. An all-girl group has covered Led Zeppelin 1, and they've done a fantastic job, pretty much note for note. I think they've got Led Zeppelin pegged. They do, and they are. They're crack musicians, aren't they, Rhubarb? Of course, they probably grew up with Led Zeppelin. I think we were all reared by Led Zeppelin. This, I'm really lucky to have. This is a one-of-a-kind item. Some fan recorded them off the Swedish radio and then drew their own artwork on a blank album cover. This is just somebody with a felt tip pen, just freehanding the logos and the Icarus person. Just done it by hand, one of a kind. And then, as you can see, they drew the faces probably off the Led Zeppelin 3 photos. But then there's some unusual songs here. Some of the songs are from the first album, but some are just other songs they never really recorded. Although I did notice that one of the songs is taken from this record here. This is Alexis Corner, and Robert Plant used to sing with him in 1968. So that's one of the songs on the bootleg. But over in China, this is Led Zeppelin over there. Actually, this probably was made in Hong Kong, which is the capital of China, or will be someday. And even though the album cover is kind of flimsy, I like the way it's covered in plastic, even on the inside. It's plastic on the inside to protect your record. Plastic's much better for your record than paper. Meanwhile, in Russia, this is Led Zeppelin in Russia, and they've sort of moved them around a little bit. It's usually John Paul Jones down there, but they've moved Jimmy down there for some reason. And they've turned John Bonham's podium into a tombstone. Pretty crazy. But that's Russian Led Zeppelin for you. And incidentally, this record here is an unusual version of Led Zeppelin 2. It lists the third song on side 1 as the Lemon Song. As Killin' Floor. It's usually the Lemon Song, but as you can see, it's Killin' Floor by Burnett, and the other side says John Baldwin instead of John Paul Jones. So somebody at Atlantic got a little bit crazy there. Of course, at that time, there was a little bit of a controversy over the authorship of the Lemon Song, because Carol Burnett was mad that they had named her song the Lemon Song instead of Killin' Floor. But, okay, it wasn't Carol Burnett. It was Chester Burnett who wrote Killin' Floor, and then Led Zeppelin rearranged it and called it Lemon Song. And somebody at Atlantic called it Killin' Floor for about a day, and then they switched it back to Lemon Song But meanwhile, in Russia, oh no, this Led Zeppelin 3 doesn't have a steering wheel, we're going to crash. Ah. Okay, this is Led Zeppelin 3 in Russia, and you can see they've altered the art again. Some of the symbols and icons are different. I like the way they put the Kremlin down there in the corner. But this is how it's supposed to look. And incidentally, this Led Zeppelin 3 is a British copy. So it's got a slightly different color label. And I'll try to catch the light right. But in between the label and the last song, there are quotes by Aleister Crowley on this and the American. It says, "Do what thou wilt" on one side, and "so mote it be" on the other. So that's how you know if you've got an original Led Zeppelin 3, if there's Aleister Crowley quotes. Here's Led Zeppelin 4. That's right. It's an official one. It says so right here. But we need to appreciate this amazing symbolic artwork here. We've got a Led Zeppelin just floating with some clouds. And then there's a void with a Zeppelin-shaped window and the clouds behind them. Then there's a person who has a brain in the shape of a Zeppelin, but the Zeppelin has breasts. So his brain is a Zeppelin with breasts. And this girl has a Zeppelin for her breast. Oh my God. So, the confluence of these four alternate realities creates a parallel universe of Led Zeppelin 4, somewhere else in the cosmos. Here are some more fan-released and fan-drawn artwork inspired by their favorite band. Very, very important to see how Led Zeppelin inspires artists. Here's another one. Okay, so now we have this. This, of course, is the paper bag that came outside into the outdoor, so you couldn't tell which of the 6 album covers you were getting. There were 6 different ones, although actually some of them are used. Some of these pictures are the back covers of other ones. I think this guy is the front cover to one and the back cover to another one. But did you know that the inner sleeve changes color when you lick it? It does. Just watch. See this area here? We're going to turn it red. I better get some water for this. Okay, we're going to turn the slider a different color. Oh my God, it's red now. I'm going to lick it some more. It's red, and now I'm smearing the colors all over the place. Okay, so what this means is if you get a used Led Zeppelin album that's been licked, you could lick it and basically French kiss a stranger through the intermediary of a Led Zeppelin inner sleeve. It also means that all across this world there are hundreds of thousands of Led Zeppelin albums with people's saliva on the inner sleeve. You could French kiss hundreds of Led Zeppelin fans just by licking the inner sleeve to Led Zeppelin albums. You might even be able to clone a Led Zeppelin fan. There's probably enough DNA on some of these to clone somebody. I think we need to go lie down after that. Is there anything else we should tell them before we leave Rhubarb? Well, I'm Polly Wolly Vinyl, and I hope you've enjoyed me and Rhubarb's little show and tell. If you did, we will see you again where the wild records are.